Hello and welcome back to the Proptech Hot Seat on iPropertyRadio with myself, Carol Tallon. Today I'm delighted to be joined by returning guest and the man behind the now annual Global ESG Awards, which launched at MIPIM last year, Wouter Truffino. Wouter, you're so welcome. I'm delighted to see you again.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Carol.
I actually can't believe that we are back announcing, we're not even announcing, we're back with the second year of the awards just around the corner and the MIPIM conference just around the corner. But for anybody who was not familiar with the inaugural event last year, tell us a little bit about the Global ESG Awards and the organization behind it.
Yeah, that's thank you very much for the podium, Carol. I think last year we started with these global ESG awards, like you mentioned, and I think it was a little bit of a shift on talking about technology, which we just talked about as well in the previous meeting that we had, and more a shift on sustainability, durability, new building materials, all different kind of elements that are within the ESG category, and well, 1.5 years ago, we talked to MIPIM and we said we need to give these solutions a podium, and we need to give them a place to give them some attention on what is really happening into the space. And we also need to give the leaders from the corporate real estate companies a place where they can shine as well, because for them it's also really hard work to implement all this new stuff. So that's why we started with these Global ESG Awards. And yeah, like you mentioned, it's the second time this year. So really excited about what is going to happen in Cannes in a couple of days.
Fantastic. And I'll be over there myself with some of our team from iPropertyRadio and indeed Proptech Ireland. So we're very excited. Before we get into talk about some of the categories, I just want to touch on something that you mentioned there in passing, but I think it's worth just maybe updating people and letting people know how the ecosystem has moved along. And that is, you know, you and I first connected 6, 7, 8 years ago at this point.
Yeah, I believe a long time ago.
A long time ago. And it was that we were both pushing this same agenda in terms of technology across the built environment, and really with a focus on real estate. So through different PropTech initiatives. And I think it's actually really exciting to see that we have almost reached the point that we used to talk about a few years ago. We always said we'll know PropTech is working when we no longer have to use the word, when we no longer have to promote
I don't use it anymore.
Yeah, and it's really exciting to know that we've gotten to that stage. And I know there've been a couple of kind of I suppose macro crises that have taken us to this point. But actually, one of the things I think has been really important is the pan-European shortage of housing stock of all types and tenures has really made us realize that retrofit is important, driving efficiencies is important, but at the end of the day, we need to get much better at delivering good, sustainable, lifelong stock. And that's where kind of modern methods of construction and different typologies of construction is really important. And I think that's last year you were
building materials,
absolutely
bio-based materials. Yeah, all those kind of elements. Yeah, it changed. And I think when we got to meet, everybody was talking about technology, digitalization, those words, innovation.
Yeah.
And now everybody is talking about bio-based materials, affordable housing, all different kind of elements. And I think that's good. And then of course, PropTech is still there because it's not gone, but it's shifted a little bit. And I think it's also good that we don't use the word anymore. It's not about technology. It's not about solutions. It's how to create a better built environment. And of course, we need everything, and we need all the parties and all the elements, and we need the investors, we need the developers, we need everybody in there to help, and of course also the solutions. But please call it solutions and don't call it technology.
Do you know, no, I absolutely agree with you. One of the points I made there, and I think actually the Global ESG Awards were very much leading this trend last year by leaning into that in terms of different typologies, different approaches, different materials for delivering the built environment. But one of the things that I think is, it's reflected, but one of the points I made to you, because obviously being part of the judging panel, I've gotten to read through many of the really high quality of entries. But one of the
Did you like
shifts we're
them?
seeing, I was so impressed. But what I was really excited by is that there's more emphasis on innovation rather than the tech behind the innovation. So the technology is just the tool. So now we're back to innovation being the driver. So look, take us through some of the categories that you have for the 2025 awards.
Yeah, we didn't change the categories. So the categories are the same. So we have still the 6 categories, 5 categories for solutions, and then 1 for the leadership award, which I'm really excited about. Who is that going to win? That's for the best corporate ESG personality. We have now 10 nominees in each category. And on the 11th of March, we will present the awards at MIPIM. And then we have, of course, the 5 awards for the different categories for all different kind of solutions. So we have the Resource Excellent Award for the best solutions on resource use and circular economy. We have the Eco Balance Award for best solutions for climate change and pollution. We have the Compliancy Award, of course, for best solutions to comply with all different kind of regulations. For sure, also in the EU, we have a lot of regulations. Then we have the Aqua Biodiversity Awards, which I think is very interesting because we need to do stuff with water, marine resources, but also biodiversity and ecosystems to keep our climate like we want to have it is very important. And then the last category that we have, the 5th one, is Communicare Impact Award for the best solutions for affected communities, consumers, and end users. And that's how to create livable cities or livable or parts where people work, enjoy, have pleasure, come together, live together. I think that's also very important. So we have 5 categories for solutions and then 1 category for leadership. That makes 6 in total.
And for anybody who's interested in seeing the shortlisted entries that have been announced over the last few days, they can head over to EUBIN, that's the European Building Innovation Network, and actually see who have and what companies and what individuals have emerged there in the shortlist. Wouter,
they come from everywhere. They come from everywhere. So we have a lot of solutions from Europe, but also from Asia, from the United States, all over the world. We have solutions in there. So it's pretty interesting to see what is happening on a global perspective.
Wouter, the award space across the built environment, particularly across construction, is quite a crowded space. Why did you think the Global ESG Awards were necessary last year?
Yeah, I think it's good to give a podium for the best solutions out there and to help these companies to also raise attention. I think there is a lot happening for sure. Also during MIPIM around ESG, around net zero, around, like you mentioned, build the environment, and how to do that more efficient, more better with better materials. So there is a lot of attention for it. A lot of people talk about it, and now we bring also the solutions that you can just implement. So it's easy. There is a lot of solutions out there that you can just start using, and I think that's why we created it. It's a nice podium, and I think it's for ESG leaders, people that are active in the space. It's pretty interesting to see what is happening.
You know, last year when you approached us, we were so delighted through iPropertyRadio to partner in terms of communications or to partner in terms of the radio partner here. But this year, there's been a weighing in of industry partners as well. So talk us through kind of the strategic partners behind getting this show on the road.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, for sure. Thank you for being a partner and helping us out. We have a lot of these partners. So I think we now work together with 90 partners, all from all over the world, all associations, big associations that help us from all different continents. And then we have a couple of partners also on board, like MIPIM, that is supporting us a lot. We have also GRASP on board as a partner. They helped us a lot to locate these ESG leaders out there. And we have 2 sponsors that are helping us out this year for the first time. And it's RICS that are helping us out as a sponsor, and Deepkey, one of the winners from last year. So it's nice that the winners also appreciate what we do. and they help us. That's very nice to have them on board. And then we get a lot of questions on these partners, because is GRES able to see who is being nominated as an ESG leader? No, they are not. They help us to find the leaders, but they cannot vote on it. They cannot judge on it. We do that with different people. And that's the same with DeepKey. They cannot be a judge in the compliancy award, of course, because that's also companies that they know and that they are in the same space as DeepKey. So we're very transparent about it, and we're just very open on how we organize this stuff. And I think it's a good way to show what is happening.
Well, last year, while we were on site in Cannes, we were able to record some interviews with some of the shortlisted companies and indeed some of the winners. And this year we will be doing the same, and we'll be doing kind of a series of follow-up emails at the winners, because some of the solutions are just so important to communicate. But in terms of GRESB, that would be one of the standards in Ireland that would be very well recognized, respected, so it's one that we would certainly be watching. So we're delighted to see organizations and any of the international standards. I think it's really important that they get involved in driving and raising awareness around this. DeepKey, I was delighted to meet Vincent and some of the team there last year. It's a really interesting solution. I think a solution that really deserved that global platform that it got. So I'm excited to see them on board this year. And we will, of course, after, or either throughout or after MIPIM, we will record an interview with Vincent there from DeepKey, just to I suppose, get an understanding of how their business and how their movement has evolved over the last year, because it's been a busy year for them.
That's a good question. Yeah, that's a great question for them. Yeah, for sure.
And for RICS, I think, again, the standard, so RICS, the equivalent in Ireland would be the SESI. We're delighted to see them, because they're the people who are directly dealing with the estate agents, managing agents, letting agents, chartered surveyors, right across Ireland and the UK. So actually what we're seeing is this move completely into mainstream industry, where we needed to get to. In terms of the level of entries, this year, was there, did you stay steady, or was there an increase in the level of entries, award entries?
No, there was a little increase, but it was a little increase. But I think with all the partners that we have, we get so much attention worldwide. So the first year was already amazing. This year is again amazing. So entry level is okay. So it's really nice to see what we can get out of that. So I wonder if you like also the winners, and you're going to interview them for sure. So
I look forward. I look forward to that. And look, there's a certain excitement having this take place at MIPIM, because MIPIM is, I believe, a unique, like, being in the industry more than 25 years, I genuinely think it's a unique setting. And actually, I'm very excited. For the first time, Ireland is going to have a stronger presence at MIPIM this year. So last year we were a bit lonely flying the Irish flag at MIPIM. This year we'll be in bigger and better company, and we're very excited about it. But I think it's a really important event, because globally, how the built environment is being delivered and how it's being funded is changing. And that's really what the message that we need to get across. So before we finish up today, what can attendees who are at MIPIM and that will be attending the awards, what can they expect?
That's a good question. I have one question for you. How do you call it when a band is playing in a big stadium, and before they start, they have all these different kind of small bands?
Oh, the warm-up. The warm-up act.
Okay, that's it. The warm-up. I was looking for that word. So we have an amazing warm-up. So the warm-up of our program is Mr. Draghi.
Mario Draghi has not been called a warm-up, I'd say, for a long time.
No, so I call him our warm-up, because he's in front of us. Now, of course, he is the big man, and he's talking for an hour on the MIPIM stage, the main stage, from 3 till 4 o'clock. Everybody is going to watch it. It will be a packed house, for Mario Draghi. Right after Mario Draghi, we will start. So 4:15 till 5:15, we'll have an hour of the Global ESG trophy ceremony, which we will bring in a little bit of different format than last year. So we will start with recognizing by GRASP their GRASP leadership. Then we have a panel discussion with a couple of people, with the winner from last year, Alexandra from DYS. She's in the
Fantastic.
panel. With, of course, our CS and Deepkey. We need to have our sponsors also on the podium. And then we do it really short. We will announce the top 6 winners. So it's slightly different than last year, but I think it will be a packed 1-hour session in the Grand Auditorium and in the Palais. So yeah, it will be. Hopefully, it will be busy.
We're looking forward to it, and I think it's really important to tell people that last year, that a book, an ebook, was actually compiled. Are you going to be doing something similar this year?
We're trying. It's a lot of work. So probably we're going to do it after MIPIM. But you will know if we're going to do it.
Very good. Well, actually, we just actually downloaded the ebook from last year again as a reminder. So and a lot of it is still very, very relevant. So I would suggest to people to head over. In fact, we might just share a link to that with the show notes here. But
you have a lot of interviews in the ebook, and that's really nice as well. So you don't only see the solutions, but you have also a lot of interviews in there from all different kind of people from all over the world, talking about their view on ESG and their perspective. So I think that's very interesting. And I think what you said, Carol, is right. It's still very accurate and relevant what they said. Yeah.
Very good. Well, look, I myself personally am looking forward to joining you on the 11th of March in Cannes, along with your team and our team, and so many really great solutions and innovators of those solutions. So we're very much looking forward to it. Thank you so much for allowing us to be involved, for inviting us to be involved, and we're so proud to do that. But for now, we'll leave it digitally for now, and the next time we see you will be in real life on the stage at the Grand Palais at MIPIM. So thank you so much. That was Wouter Truffino, the man behind the Global ESG Awards, and they will be taking place. The second annual one will be taking place at MIPIM in just next week over in Cannes. That's it for us today. Thank you so much for listening in to the Proptech Hot Seat on iPropertyRadio. You can get in touch with the show on Twitter at iPropertyRadio or by emailing hello@iPropertyRadio.com.